This is the 4th edition rulebook. These are the 4th edition Killteam rules. I'm just going to read some of this to you. I've tried to make a very professional learn how to play 4th edition Killteam video a couple times now, and they've been bad videos. They haven't been good at all. So I'm just going to read from the book and see if we can make this sound all right. Over here in this section is what the Killteam is all about. I want to read this paragraph here that says, players should make every effort to personalize their kill team, converting them to carry trophies or special gear, and keeping track of who kills the most bad guys. A Stetson or cigar or squig and iron gob here and there can really get across the feeling of a gang of desperate but hardcore soldiers. We'll see some examples of kill teams converted this way over the next few pages. You might even want to give them names, especially your kill team's leader, who will generally be kicking the most alien tail. You can complete missions without Sarge, but it's an awful lot trickier. I wanted to read that because modern 40K, like 9th edition 40K, customization is really not encouraged. Where I started back here, customization was the thing. Getting your saw out and cutting up your models and matching parts from different kits. And we don't see that so much anymore because like GW's current business philosophy is we're going to only have rules for what is in the kits we sell. So there's really no reason to customize anymore. And I think that's a shame. I think that's something that was lost that I would like for us as a wargaming community to have back. And if you find yourself getting into 4th edition Killteam, it's a reason to do it. Something I should have started with, by the way, is that you can find this book on eBay for relatively cheap, but you can also Google the Warhammer 40,000 4th edition rule book, and there are digital copies to be found on. There's all these different websites that hold PDFs, and some of them have paywalls and some of them don't. But if you spend just a couple minutes on Google, you can find a copy of this whole book. The whole book is great. But anyway, I wanted to read that, and I want to encourage my fellow wargamers to cut up their models and add stuff and get some green stuff. If you've ever worked with green stuff, it's not as hard as you think. Anyway, I want to read the golden rule of Killteam. And I read, Killteam is a relatively free and easy rules system. The rules allow players a lot of freedom to build an exciting and diverse kill team like the ones shown on the following pages. And if you feel the need to customize a rule or two to fit your circumstances, then feel free. However, this freedom comes at a price: cooperation. If you want a competitive tournament-style game, then these rules aren't for you. Although the rules are flexible enough to allow some very scary kill teams, creating an indestructible killing machine that effortlessly destroys all before it isn't very rewarding for either player. As you swap sides after every game, your opponent will be sure to have his revenge. Try to create kill teams that are characterful and fun, and keep the story in mind at all times. Basically, just keep it lighthearted, use your common sense, and you can't go wrong. I like that golden rule because that's my kind of 40K. I think the competitive scene, I mean, God bless you kids, and I'm sure you're having a great time. It never sounds fun to me. What sounds fun is, a quiet game where we tell a story, and Killteam, 4th edition Killteam is super set up for that. So now we're going to get into the Killteam basic rules. Setup. The good guys, the kill team, will face off against the bad guys, the brute squads, on a 4x4 table or greater if you want an epic battle. The brute squad player sets up the terrain. It's his territory after all. This should ideally feature a large and impressive scenery piece as the central objective. It's worth making sure the routes to the center objective are as difficult and treacherous as possible. You wouldn't want the kill team to have an easy time of it after all. Mark a point, the central objective, that the kill team needs to reach in order to fulfill the mission. See Choose Objective below. This should really be in the center of the table, or at least nearby, but you'll find the scenery piece will usually dictate this. It should also be elevated if possible so that the bad guys can fall to their deaths into spiked railings or into pools of radioactive waste, etc. The kill team player begins the game with one kill team, which will usually include a sergeant or leader of some sort. Rules for creating kill teams are addressed later. The brute squad player begins the game with a varying number of models depending on what race he is taking. The brute squad player may choose which race he fields. See the brute squad player forces table on the following pages for more details. The brute squad player sets up his sentry models in groups of 3 anywhere within 12 inches of the objective. Each of these groups is called a brute squad. No brute squad can be deployed within 4 inches of any other. All brute squads start the game deactivated. More on this later. And we're going to take a second before I flip the page. This is the Orc kill team, and they're ballers. And those guardsmen look like they don't know what's about to hit them. And over here are Colonel Schaefer's Last Chancers. This is a kit that used to be sold. They were all in metal. I doubt you can find this anymore, but this is kind of what Kill Team's all about. I'm sorry. Don't mind the casual racism in the picture. Sorry about that. All right. Clax encounters. Clax encounters simulate the alarms of the Brute Squad's headquarters being raised and the sounds of battle, bringing defenders scurrying to defend their territory. Each time a Brute Squad, activated or deactivated, comes within spotting range, its initiative value plus the number of Clax encounters accrued in inches of the kill team for any reason, it has spotted the intruders and become aware. I'm going to read that one again. Each time a Brute Squad comes within spotting range in inches of the kill team for any reason, it has spotted the intruders and becomes aware. If the Brute Squad is activated or deactivated, and its range is its initiative value plus the number of Clax encounters in inches. Initiative values are an old school stat from 7th edition and before. It's easy for us to find initiative stats for our armies because we're old people and we have old books. Well, I'm old anyway. If you don't know the initiative value of the units you're using, and you don't have old books to draw from, that will also be found with a Google search. Find old codexes online and in with the unit stats where you find the strength, the toughness, the attacks. I is for initiative, and you'll have your initiative value there. Now, 4th edition Kill Team existed before some existing armies, but if you look into what units had certain initiative values, you'll be able to apply it. Like whatever a really good initiative is, which would probably be like a 4 or 5, that's what a custody should have. And if you're doing like AdMech, then they should have like average, like a 3. But use your best discretion. It's just like the golden rule says, it's your game, make it work for you. But anyway, if you just want accurate initiative values from older codexes, those can be found with Google searches. We're moving on to here. Aware units may act as normal from the start of their next turn, moving, shooting, and assaulting under the Brute Squad player's control for the rest of the game. Whenever a Brute Squad becomes aware, for whatever reason, add a Clax encounter to the Brute Squad player's store. Also, add a Clax encounter whenever the kill team shoots. Units that are aware may not accrue further counters. They have a kill team to worry about. It really doesn't matter what you use for Clax encounters, but keep those you have accrued in a separate pile. Note that you get 1 Clax encounter per squad, not per model, when a squad moves within spotting range. Each Clax encounter accrued adds +1 to the dice roll for controlling each Brute Squad, as well as a +1 to their spotting range. Note that it is the number of Clax encounters accrued at the beginning of that turn that is taken into account. In this way, as the alarm is raised, Brute Squads will quickly move to reinforce their brethren. A Brute Squad cannot accrue more than 1 Clax encounter per phase. I'm going to take the time to show you their example diagrams just to make sure you have them. If you want to be playing your own games of Kill Team, you should probably get a chance to look at these pictures. And there they are. Playing Kill Team. The Kill Team player may choose which table edge his Kill Team deploy from. They enter play from that table edge. The Kill Team player gets first turn, and his Kill Team may act as normal, retaining unit coherence at all times. The Kill Team player must reach the objective by any means necessary and fulfill criteria determined by the mission to achieve a victory. These criteria can be taken from the choose objective below or be agreed upon between the players. The Brute Squad player must destroy the entire Kill Team to achieve victory. All other considerations are irrelevant. The Brute Squad player may activate or deactivate up to D6 Brute Squads at the beginning of each turn. Only activated Brute Squads can move. You might want to place a colored dice or token by activated Brute Squads. Bear in mind that although activated Brute Squads can move, they won't necessarily move in the direction the Brute Squad player wants. It is often advisable to leave the Brute Squad nearest the objective deactivated and therefore static for the first few turns so they don't wander off and leave the Kill Team a clear run to the objective. Deactivated squads remain in place, no doubt swapping stories about the girls, she-fungi, tentacle brood beasts back home. That's a real sentence, folks. They are swapping stories about the girl slash she-fungi slash tentacle brood beast back home. Sorry about that, but there it was. In the movement phase of the Brute Squad player's turn, each activated Brute Squad moves as if it were a single sentry. That means that during the Brute Squad player's movement phase, each player rolls a dice, the control roll, for each Brute Squad in turn. The player that scores the highest moves the members of the Brute Squad up to that many inches in the direction of his choice. This dice roll is modified by the number of Klax encounters the Brute Squad player has accrued. Brute Squads can never move more than 6 inches regardless of their special rules, due to the fact that they are moving with caution. Brute Squads may never move off the table. If the result of the control roll is a draw, taking into account any modifiers or Klax encounters, the Brute Squad player moves the squad that number of inches, as even the thickest henchman has a brain and will act sensibly more often than not. Kill teams are fearless and hence will automatically pass any leadership tests, while Brute Squads test on their unmodified leadership for all morale checks. Kill teams roll for difficult terrain as normal, whereas Brute Squads ignore difficult terrain altogether. It's their territory, and they know their way around pretty well. Jump infantry may move 12 inches in the movement phase, as normal, but may not jump over enemy models. They may elect to move on foot instead of using their jump packs. In any round in which they use their jump pack or equivalent, they contribute a Klax encounter to the opponent's store due to the amount of noise such devices make when used. Each kill team is equipped with frag grenade equivalents at no points cost. This is above and beyond the normal rules for that troop type. There is no turn limit. Play until the kill team is dead or the objective is met. Then swap sides and let the Brute Squad player use the kill team. He can even choose a different kill team race and objective if desired. Or just play the same scenario over again and see who can do better. And before I flip the page, here's a Space Wolf kill team. And that's hot. Playing kill team. You may choose any number of operatives within the points allowed, upgrades, war gear, and options from the appropriate entry in that race's codex, just as if you were choosing a squad for a normal game of Warhammer 40,000, up to a value of 160 points. Any and all special rules that affect a kill team are in effect, but if a rule proves to be too powerful or restrictive, you might want to leave it out. For instance, a unit deep striking right next to the objective would make for a very short game. You should discuss with your opponent whether any special rules your kill team may employ would add to the fun or detract from it. See the golden rule. There are several guidelines to bear in mind when choosing your kill team. These are divided into immutable laws, rules that cannot be changed without endangering the fairness and spirit of the game, and mutable laws, those which you can play around with or ignore altogether at a price. Some kill teams will consist of models from more than one unit type. For instance, a Space Marine unit with a couple of Scouts models in its number. When putting together a kill team in this manner, ignore all minimum unit size restrictions and treat all models purchased from your points allowance as if they were a single unit at all time, so they must retain coherency. As stated above, each kill team has 160 points to spend taken from the relevant codex and subject to the following restrictions. Immutable laws of kill team. These rules may not be ignored and must be abided by when constructing your kill team. The only exception is if your opponent gives his express permission for you to break one of these rules and you are playing a one-off game rather than a series of games linked together. If this is the case, your opponent gets 2 extra Brute Squads per rule broken and an extra 25 points to spend on his boss Brute. More on these chaps later. The immutable laws are 1. Kill teams must be chosen from one Codex Army list or its derivatives. They must all be from the same race. For instance, your kill team could consist of Eldar Rangers and Altiok Pathfinders, but not Eldar Rangers and Space Marine Scouts. 2. Kill teams must consist entirely of one-wound, non-vehicle models. Multi-wound models, such as Tau Crisis battlesuits, are just too big and noisy for covert operations, and HQ units and characters are too valuable to risk on do-or-die missions. 3. Models may not have a 2-up save of any kind. 4. Kill teams may have one weapon with either the heavy or template characteristic, but no more. 5. Kill teams may not have psychic powers. Such rare and talented individuals are too valuable to their commanders to risk on near-suicidal missions. 6. No model may spend more than 40 points in total on weaponry, war gear, or special skills, such as Eldar Exarch powers. 7. Kill teams may choose only weapon upgrades in the unit entry they are chosen from. 8. Bikes and jet bikes of any kind may not be chosen, nor may anti-grav weapons platforms. Mutable laws of Kill Team. These rules may be broken when constructing your kill team. However, every time you break a mutable law, your opponent gets an extra brute squad and a bonus 10 points to spend on his boss brute. Number 1. Kill teams must be chosen from the same unit entry in the relevant codex. 2. Kill teams, or their composite parts, must obey all the normal restrictions for that unit type, barring the minimum unit size restriction. For instance, in a Grey Knight kill team, one model must be upgraded to a Justicar, as usual for a Grey Knight unit. 3. Kill teams must number between 5 and 12 models. 4. No more than one model per kill team may have the option of choosing war gear. 5. No kill team weapon may have a strength greater than 7 or be capable of firing more than 2 shots per turn. Such heavy-duty kit is usually reserved for full-scale war. And then before we turn the page, this is an Eldar kill team, and again, this is Old School Games Workshop encouraging you to buy some green stuff and make your men cooler. This is the choose objective section, and we're going to skim it real quick. Mission 1 is sabotage, where you have a central objective and your kill team has to arrive and blow it up. You can assign it an hour, armor value, and toughness points yourself. Mission 2 is assassinate. There's a target in the middle of the table, your kill team has to kill it. Mission 3 is escape. Your kill team has to cross the table, but they can't arrive or get off the table anywhere within 18 inches of a table edge, so you can't just hug the sides. You gotta go across the middle. Mission 4 is last stand, and that's where the kill team starts in the middle, and they have to survive the brute squads. That's a fun one. Hit and run is there's an objective in the middle of the table. You have to go touch it, and then you have to get off the table. And then recon is you have to do a circle around the center objective. So those are the bespoke missions. And then this is a Mutants and Heretics kill team, because that's how old school this is. And then over here we have a small Space Marine kill team, and they're very cool. Because 4th edition is awesome, they also give you all of this choose storyline stuff, and we're going to skip it, but again, you can find this book online. Here is a guard kill team, and they show you how to make hats out of green stuff. I think this kill team's one of the cooler ones in the book. We're going to back up a little bit, and we're going to show off the Brute Squad Forces table. This is where you find out how many Brute Squads you're going to start with. So if I'm playing Orcs, I start with 8 squads of 3 Orc boys each. Now, I like to bring my crew, and it doesn't account for crew as Brute Squads. It says gun drones. So what I've done there is a Tau gun drone costs 10 points. It allows me 6 squads of 3 gun drones each. That's 18 drones. That's 180 points. I can turn that into 180 points worth of crew and then add my crew kill teams. And I'll end up having more crew kill teams, but the point is the same. And so far it's worked out very well for us. So again, you're an imaginative person. You are a war gamer. A war gamer is a smart person. You can figure this out and you can bring what you want. Just remember the golden rule. Don't be a dick. And here's a closer look at that chart, just because you might want it. Bosses and Specialist Kit. The Brute Squad player in a game of Kill Team automatically has 20 points to spend on his boss. This will usually only cover the cost of his upgrade to Sergeant status or equivalent and some basic war gear. He starts with none at all. However many points the Kill Team player spends on Specialist Kit, see later, can be added to the points spent on the boss or spent on defensive equipment. Points are also garnered every time the opponent breaks the rules of Kill Team selection. Make sure the Kill Team player lets you know how many bonus points his Kill Team selection entitles you to. These can be spent on Specialist Kit or abilities for your Brute Squads, or on weaponry, war gear, and psychic powers for your boss. This can mean the Brute Squad player's head honcho can be anything from a simple squad upgrade to a fully kitted out killing machine. Simply choose the boss's options or gear and weaponry as usual from that codex. Bosses never have a retinue or such like. They simply replace a brute in one of your brute squads. Now here's what they offer as far as what race makes what boss. But again, you're smart. Use your imagination. Specialist kit. A kill team can choose one of the upgrades listed below. The points listed do not come from the kill team's 160 point allowance, but are awarded to the brute squad player to spend on his own equipment. It may choose an additional upgrade per successful mission it has completed. The kill team that has successfully completed 2 missions may take 3 upgrades of specialist kit listed below. If the kill team is wiped out to a man, the opportunity to take further upgrades is lost and they must start afresh. So that paragraph and these rules in general really encourage campaign play. And they say, you can get 1 piece of kit per game played in the campaign. We never play campaigns. And, use your discretion. If you want to add specialty kit, you just rack up the points, and those points are awarded to the brute squad players. Campaigns are not necessary. Anyway, we're going to keep reading them. Keep a record of what specialist kit your kill team has accrued over the course of his career. That's campaign stuff. No upgrade can be taken more than once unless specifically noted. Any points spent on upgrades are awarded to the brute squad player in the same way as the points awarded due to unusual kill team selection. In this way, no matter who is playing the brute squad player, you should never have an easy fight on your hands. The specialist pieces of kit you can field as a kill team player or brute squad player are as follows. Backstabbers. Let's do it like this. Backstabbers. Camo gear. Change of guard. Cunning disguises. Distraction. Gung ho. Red shirt. Scaling ladders and grapnels. Scrambler. Silencers. Smoke or blind grenades. Spanner in the works. Stummers. Wire cutters. And then before I get into the brute squad equipment, let's look at, this isn't exactly a kill team, but that's a good picture of some old school 40K. And then here we have the Necron kill team with some old school Necrons looking pretty harsh. And then this is my favorite kill team in the book. These Kroot, maybe I love Kroot so much because they were so cool so long ago. And again, you're encouraged to convert and make them very much your own. Anyway, Brute Squad Specialist Kit. For the Brute Squads, Las Traps. Reinforcements. Get 'em lads. Extra Brutes. If I was doing this one, I would just use modern points totals. I don't think that these are going to be accurate. Doom Squad. All Points Bulletin. Still Not Dead. Doomsday Device. And that's it. Those are the 4th edition Kill Team rules. I recommend that you watch a couple of our games of it after you've seen this video and get the hang of it, watch this play, and then bring it to your own club. It's great fun. We wouldn't be playing so much of it if it wasn't so fun. But when we play 4th edition Kill Team, we're generally laughing and smiling and having a great time. I love this game mode. Also, if you get a copy of this book, the Kill Team missions link to raid missions, where your big game of Warhammer, where you have 2,000 points aside, starts with a stealth mission at the beginning of it with different objectives to field. And we're not talking about that today, but those rules are in this book. I love this book, and if you can find a copy of it, I think it'll benefit your overall game or the games you play. Anyway, 4th edition Kill Team, those are the rules. Thank you for being with me. You all are great. Have a nice day.